Hello everyone and welcome back to the fourth video of Node.js. So today in this video we are going to learn about the modules in Node.js. Okay, so let's at first understand how a module works or what is a module actually. So let's say as a simple example in your code you want to do sum of two numbers. Okay, so in your server file, let's say this blue colored is your server file. Okay, so this is an operation that you want to add two numbers, but let's say there is thousands of operations. Okay, so if you put it directly to your server file, then it will be like so much what I can say, like so much code will be there and it will be unstructured. Okay, but uh, you can keep that code, so that logics or more correctly that functions in separate file and use those functions in your server file or wherever it will be required. Okay, let's say here is some logic. Okay, some logic is written, you need to, and inside this logic, inside this code, you need somehow in some portion of that code you need to make sum of two numbers, or if I give you another example, you have to swap two numbers. Okay, so like these are some examples. So what you can do, you are writing some lines of code here. Let me, like, I think it's okay. Let's say you are writing some codes here, some codes here, and in some line you need to sum two number. Okay, I am taking a simple example of doing sum, but there can be different type of operations, okay, which is needed. So you can keep that sum doing operation or sum doing function in a separate file. Okay, you can keep it in a separate file. Let's say this is a short file where you have kept it. Okay, so that's the thing. So you can use whenever, let's say in another file, a big file, you need the same sum operation. So you are not going to rewrite that simple operation or simple thing multiple times in different files. So you can simply use that code or that function from here to in this file also, and from here to in this file also. And it does not depend on the amount of file, there can be multiple files also, but the code which is reusable, we are keeping it in a separate file. So that is actually module. If I give you example of module, or like what is the type of module, so there can be a module which is coming from some like inbuilt. Okay, I can say inbuilt in your Node.js, and there can be some modules which you have to make your own, or you have to install it using npm, correct, using npm. So leave the npm part, but for now let's leave the npm part, the modules which you are installing from the npm. Just for now let's consider that some modules are already available inside your node. Okay, in your node environment, and some modules like some, so some is not inside node modules, you have to make it by yourself and you can reuse that thing. Okay, so that are some type of modules. So generally two type of modules we have discussed. And important point is that whenever we will be writing or exporting that module, or importing actually, not exporting, whenever we will be importing that modules to some big files where we need to use, I mean, let's say these are some modules, and whenever we need that some module, we are importing it to that file. Okay, importing it to that file. So during importing we can directly write the name of that file. We cannot actually directly write the name of that file inside the require. I will show you in the code. Okay, then it will be more clear. But For inbuilt files or which are already like comes with Node.js, we can directly uh, import them by writing the name inside require. And for our modules which we are making, we have to give the exact path. So that's the thing. So let's discuss with coding implementation, then it will be more clear. Let's go to our folder. Let's make another folder here, module. Let's name it as module. Okay, after that let's open it. Okay, today we are not going to initialize with npm like with package.json, because for now we need not any package.json. Inbuilt node.js will be sufficient for us. Oh, actually we are going to like uh, make a package.json, because without it we cannot run actually. So that's why. So at first let's write npm init -y for now, because we don't want to give informations like the previous video. So just write npm init -y and enter. A package.json will be made. Yeah, you can see here. After that, let's make a file called index.js for now. Okay, now inside package.json you can see main file is considered as index.js, means whenever we will be running the project, index.js will be the entry point. So that's the thing. We can, if we suppose giving the name of this index.js as server.js, so in that case we have to change this name to server.js. So that's the thing. After that, let's try with some code. Okay, at first let's console.log something and let's test it out if it's working or not. Console.log test. Okay, after that let's run this file. For now we are not making any server, as this is completely based on module. Okay, this video actually is completely based on modules, so that's why. Now you have to write simple line node, then the file name index.js and enter. So yeah, it's giving some output test. Okay, let me capitalize this font size. Okay, now I think it's visible clearly. So that's the thing. Okay, after that, yeah, it means our code is running fine. Now we can test out with the module. Let's write some function here in the main file, means index.js. Okay, let's write a function called like, let's write a function to do sum. Okay, function sum. Inside it you can pass a and b, sorry, a and b, and after that we can return whenever the function will be called with some like with a and b, then this will be this. Okay, after that let's call the function. It will return that a and b. Okay, it will return that a and b, like a plus b, but we want it to print, let's say, or let's keep it separate. I hope you know about any programming language, then it will be better. Okay, so if you don't know about any programming language, just go and at first learn about a programming language. If it's JavaScript, then it's fine, or you can simply continue with this. Okay, now it means whenever we will call that function, it will return something. So we have to make a result here. Let result, and inside this variable we are going to declare that function, pass something. Okay, so for now you can see we have passed sum of 1 comma 2. It should return us 3, and if we console.log the result, then it should print 3 on our terminal. Okay, so let's remove it, and for now let's run the code. So I will simply write node index.js. Yeah, it's printing 3. Okay, now we want, let's say this code is very big for some scenario, so we want to keep it in another file. Okay, how we can do it and use that perfect thing here. So let's make a file, separate file. Let's say sum.js. Okay, sum.js, and inside it we are going to shift that function, okay, which is returning the result. So let's shift it here. After that we have to add simply a line that modules dot export. Okay, sorry, I think it's module dot export. So module dot, I think my intelligence is giving me some drawbacks, so sorry. It's tule module, I think it's simply remove it from here, then dot exports and then sum. Okay, now we are exporting this sum from this module. Okay, from this module, this is now a module. We can use this sum function here also, so we have to simply import it, or for now we can use required. Okay, let's say const and sum, and after that we are like requiring or exporting that module from, importing that module from that sum file. Okay, sum.js. So just write required. After that we have to give the path. Actually here we cannot directly write sum.js. Okay, so that's the thing that I was telling about, that we cannot directly write the path, sorry, we cannot directly write the name of the file. We have to give actual path, so slash then this sum. Okay, sum.js, let's write .js. Let's see if it's working or not. Okay, so inside that, if we pass some values, then it should return us something. Okay, before executing that thing, before executing that thing, let's console.log what the sum variable is returning us. So console.log that sum. Okay, let's comment it out also. Just a second. Now let's run it using node, then file name. Okay, it's returning as a function. Fine, it's returning as a function called sum. So that's the thing. Means we can use the sum function from that sum function. Okay, or okay, let's try it at first, then we will change the thing. Okay, now let's try just writing this part and passing some value inside it. If it is working or not, like the previous one, let's check it. Yeah, it's working now. Okay, that's the thing, it's working now. Let's say we have different functions inside a file. Okay, for now let's say we want to do all the arithmetic operations, or we want to keep the function for all arithmetic operations inside a module. So for now let's make another file called arithmetic arithmetic.js. Okay, or let's make mathematics.js. Mathematics. Okay, mathematics.js. After that, what we can do, we are going to simply shift this function for doing sum from here to here. Let's shift it here. Let's make some different functions also. Function subtraction is this. Let's say function multiplication is this. Okay, these functions are separate, like three functions are for now with us. And after that let's write function, just a second, function, let's say division. Okay, for division this, and for modulo we'll make a function, so function mod, and it's auto suggesting. Yeah, so different type of functions named as sum, subtraction, multiplication, division, will do different type of operations and return those results. For now, we are exporting this sum, but what if we want to export this all? Let's export it. For that, we can use simply a concept of JavaScript, which is object. Okay, so from there, here we can export all the functions as object. So simply we can write sum, then subtraction function name, and then similarly all the others. Okay, so that's the thing, we are exporting all the functions. Okay, now this all functions should be accessible whenever we will import that mathematics.js in any file. So let's go to index file, and this sum file is not of any work for us for now. Let's delete it simply. Let me delete it. Okay, move to recycle bin. Now mathematics.js we are going to use in our program or in our code to perform different type of mathematical operations. Simply just write dot slash and you can see mathematics.js. Okay, so that's the thing. And from here we can destructure it. Okay, we can destructure it simply. If you want to like do it without destructuring, then you can also do it, but for now we can destructure it also. Okay, let's do it simply at first without destructuring. Okay, this is sum, inside some variable we are requiring the module. Okay, now will it give the correct answer? For now if we done it, let's see if it's giving correct answer. So node file name, no, what it is telling, sum is not a function. So what we have to do, let's remove this sum and let's write, let's say operations, and from operations we are going to use the sum property or sum function particularly. So just write operations dot sum, sorry, sum we are going to use. Okay, now it should give correct output. So let's see, let's run it. Yeah, now we can use the sum function particularly, and we can print 3 here and we can get output of 3. Okay, so let's rename it as sum result, or let's print others also, like let's use other properties also inside, which are inside operations or inside the module called mathematics. So like you can use subtraction, so let's call sub function from operations. Okay, so let's run it, let's see if it is doing correct operation or not. Yeah, -1 is the result, means 1 minus 2. Okay, that's cool. Now let's perform division. Let's see what it's giving us. Division means 1 divided by 2, 1 slash 2. So that operation, it's giving 0.5, means it's performing well. Okay, if we want to do modulo, let's do modulo. So mod function, it is also suggesting it. Let's run it, node index.js. Yeah, modulo is 1. Okay, so that's the thing. uh, okay, so we can use all the functions inside mathematics.js, all the functions inside mathematics.js to any of the file. I am testing it for the index.js, but we can use it or reuse the codes in any of the files. So what is the purpose of making a modular code, that we need not to rewrite the codes in different files for different positions. We can use it by simply requiring it for now or importing it to that file where we want to use it. So that's the thing. Okay, now I was talking about the destructuring. Let's do destructuring. So simply without using this operations dot mod, we can simply uh, like take the functions directly from that module. So just we have to write the functions name, means sum comma subtraction comma division, let's say. Okay, comma multiplication, let's say, and comma, let's say, modulo. So that's the thing. So we can now directly use those functions names here. Let's do the sum. Let's try with sum. Now if we simply run it, you can see it's printing 3, and it will also work for others as well, other functions. So what is the benefit of this? That we are exporting, or we are importing specific function which we need actually. Okay, in future whenever you will be using some SDKs and this type of thing, you will be encountering this type of like code where we have to require those things by destructuring. Okay, so that's the thing. Now we can, you have learned about, we can directly uh, access the functions by simply using dot, as well as we can directly write the function name, pass the values and get the result. So that's the thing. Okay, okay, now uh, if you want me to publish our own package or own module as a package in npm, then comment it below. I will show you in a different video. It's very easy, but just you have to comment it down. If at least 5 people comment it down, then I will be publishing that video. Okay, so that's the thing. That's all about module. I hope you have enjoyed the thing, and try by making, let's I have some to do for you. You can just try it by yourself. Here make functions for checking odd even, checking palindrome and different type of things, and return result from there. Now use it in your program anywhere where it's required actually, by exporting from that mathematics module and importing it to that file where you actually require. Just try it, and also try by making separate files and reusing the code by simply exporting that mathematics.js module. Okay, so that's all for today. If you have any doubt, you can comment it below, and if you have liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as well as comment something beautiful in the comment section. Okay, and don't forget to share this channel with your friends. So thank you for watching this video. Let's continue from the next video.